Tonight on Connecticut's news station, flooding concerns continue, and we're getting a look at the latest conditions along the Connecticut River.
Plus, debris danger.
There's normally clean ocean water here. This is very dirty water and murky right now.
Officials warning boaters to stay out of the water.
A weather watch alert for showers and storms that will continue right into the day on Friday. Your full forecast coming up.
Plus, breaking news in the Elm City. A roof partially collapses as crews battle a fire.
And suing Stone Academy.
To tell me I have to start from the beginning is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I put in the work. I studied for the test.
The violations local officials allege against the school after their abrupt closure.
Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, begins with a weather watch alert.
Thanks for joining us here on the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We're in a weather watch alert tonight. Flooding concerns continue after rain caused the Connecticut River to rise. The river levels are high right now. Marina docks and boats have been breaking loose, like you see here, and flowing in the water on their own.
We have live team coverage tonight tracking the latest conditions on flooding and the chance for even more rain coming our way tonight. Let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank and a look at this forecast. Hi, Rachel.
Not what anyone wants to hear, but definitely what we expected. Right back to another rainy stretch of weather, and that will be tonight into the day tomorrow. Off and on, we'll see locally heavier downpours and even the chance for a strong thunderstorm, especially in northwestern Connecticut. There will be a few rounds through Friday, and flash flooding a concern because rivers and streams are already high. The ground is already saturated, so it wouldn't take much to kind of push everything over the edge. A flood watch in effect for our northern 4 counties, so Litchfield, Hartford, Tolland, and Windham counties, and a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 8 p.m. for Litchfield County. With a little luck, the worst part of the storms will miss us through that time frame, but we'll be watching closely. Right now, we are dry border to border across the state. Most stay dry through sunset, and we'll wait to see what this nasty line of showers and thunderstorms does. Most of it will end up passing to the north of us, but it looks like we may end up getting grazed with the southern part of this line as we head towards the news at 10 and 11. And then tomorrow we'll see more showers filter in from that area to the southwest. So again, through 8 o'clock, we are mostly dry outside of an isolated shower or storm. Closer to 10 or 11, we're watching what's left of that line move in. Showers, rumbles of thunder are possible right through the overnight hours, and then we'll continue to see off and on showers and storms through your Friday as well. Your full forecast, including what this means for the weekend, coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Right now, less than a handful of state parks without public swimming areas are closed right now. It's related to flooding and water quality issues.
One of the impacted areas is Indian Wells State Park in Shelton. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc joining us now live, not too far from that park. Julia.
Hi, good evening to you both. We are at the Shelton Derby Dam here, not too far from Indian Wells State Park, which has been closed for several days now due to flooding. And you can probably understand why. Take a look at that dam and the Housatonic River just flowing madly right now. And these water levels are higher than usual.
It's all right. Next time, okay?
No. The Lewis family came here to Indian Wells State Park in Shelton today, hoping to swim.
It's hot and the kids really wanted to go in the water. I wanted them to be in the water.
But when they got here, the staff said they couldn't because the beach is closed. This red flag telling them it's too dangerous to swim.
A little disappointed. I kind of wanted to, but I guess not.
The park supervisor says the beach is closed for 2 reasons: flooding and water quality issues. Just days ago, this place was filled with water.
Past that shed, you couldn't even drive. Over here, there was probably up to 6 inches. Our dumpsters were floating in water. There was just water everywhere.
Because of that, Nicholas Lamb says it's best to stay dry today since they don't know how much debris or bacteria may be in the water.
So we have to get the water tested, basically, and that requires a whole team to come out. So that's the 2 things we're waiting on.
The people doing that testing are with the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. This week, they've closed several of their 21 state parks with swimming areas because of water quality issues.
What tends to happen broadly across our parks is that we have a lot of rain combined with a lot of storm runoff, combined with feces from animals, primarily waterfowl.
Which could make you very sick, so it's best to heed the warnings.
Have a backup plan if maybe your first choice park isn't open.
And don't test the waters. The Lewises are choosing not to.
Oh, yeah. We're not going in there.
Now back out here live near the dam, a total of 4 state parks are closed for public swim right now because of water quality issues. Now those parks will all be tested again today, but they could reopen if they do not find any harmful bacteria in there. And that means at that point it would be safe to go in those waters. Now, how do you know if it's going to be closed or open? Well, Deep posts all the updates on their website. We will post that link on Fox61.com. For now, we're live here in Shelton. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Julia, thank you. We're following some breaking news right now. New Haven Fire Department fighting a 3-alarm fire on Chapel Street, and some firefighters have been injured, we're told. Fox 61's Jake Garcia joining us live at the scene with the very latest. What can you tell us, Jake?
Well, Ben, firefighters now turning their attention to monitoring hot spots and making sure those are put out so the fire can be completely under control. Now, firefighters were called to this area just before 1:30 this afternoon to a commercial garage that has since been converted into a home appliance repair shop. Now, 4 firefighters have been injured while fighting this fire, 2 suffering from heat exhaustion, 2 with back injuries. Crews treating another firefighter later on. Now, here was what the scene looked like when we first arrived. Flames could be seen coming from the building just behind these homes on Chapel Street. New Haven Fire Department says that the building is currently being used as an appliance repair shop. Now, just before 4 o'clock this afternoon, we heard a loud noise come from the building. Firefighters saying the top floor collapsed into the bottom floor.
The fire interior got extremely hot, caused an interior collapse. Everything inside, all the stoves, refrigerators, all that stuff collapsed into the first floor. Right now we're just basically filling it with water, and we're keeping it defensive. The fire is not under control, but we're pretty close.
Now, no firefighters were inside at the time of that collapse. 5 people in total were injured, 4 firefighters and a resident who lives in a home nearby. All suffered minor injuries and are expected to recover. Now, officials are keeping a close eye on the building in case of a possible another collapse, though they say they don't expect that to happen anytime soon. The Chapel Street is now closed just for this section, and they expect it to be closed for about another hour or so, but they plan to reopen it soon. Firefighters still investigating what caused this fire here on Chapel Street. Live in New Haven, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Right. Thank you, Jake. Newington police have made an arrest in connection to a bomb threat at a marijuana dispensary that happened back in April. Michael Williams is accused of sending a threat to Fine Fettle Dispensary on the Berlin Turnpike on April 24th. Police say Williams made the threat through the company's online ordering system. He's set to appear in court later this month.
A 13-year-old was arrested after an alleged robbery at Knife Point in Wallingford. Police say the teen walked into the Citgo on Quinnipiac Street on Tuesday. He allegedly pointed a knife at a cashier and demanded money. Police say when the cashier realized it was a child, they told him no. The teen then ran off and was taken into custody a short time later on Ball Ave. New tonight, Connecticut's Attorney General announcing a lawsuit again against Stone Academy and its owner.
The for-profit nursing school suddenly shut its doors in February, leaving hundreds of students, some just weeks away from graduation, scrambling.
Fox 61's political reporter Emma Woolforth spoke with one of those students. She joins us in studio with more. Emma.
Ben, Sarah, outrage from students and Attorney General Tong today as he filed this new lawsuit against Stone Academy. But while students are concerned about the money they've lost during this ordeal, they tell me their main focus is just to finish school and become nurses.
Stone's day of reckoning has come.
Thursday, Attorney General William Tong filed a lawsuit against Stone Academy, the Pear College of Art, and both schools' owner, Joseph Bierbaum.
I've seen a lot of people hurt and a lot of people taken advantage of.
This suit comes after Tong launched an investigation following the abrupt closure of the for-profit nursing school 5 months ago.
Stone promised that it would prepare them to become nurses, and it totally failed.
The suit alleges numerous violations of the Connecticut Unfair Trade Practices Act.
They had 50 students packed into a single room.
One of those Stone students, Nicole Delaney.
We walked in Wednesday and got told we were done. No warning, no nothing.
Delaney just 26 days away from graduating when Stone closed in February. Now she says she's been in limbo for the last 5 months, still waiting for the results of the State Office of Higher Education's audit.
We're suffering in the end. They're still sitting on our transcripts. Everybody's life is on hold.
Delaney says she doesn't know if her clinical hours from Stone will carry over to another school, leaving her stuck, still waiting for an answer from the state. In an email, OHE told me their office has been preparing and finalizing the students' audit results for release and will be distributing them very soon. But Delaney isn't convinced.
It's discouraging, and I know a lot of the girls are like, I don't even want to finish at this point.
Delaney tells me while she does want punitive damages, the focus of most former Stone students is simply to finish.
Students are not to blame here. They have every right to be mad and frustrated. They have been seriously harmed, and they deserve justice.
And the school's owner, Joseph Bierbaum, declined to comment on this lawsuit, but in a statement, a lawyer representing Stone Academy told me, quote, "It is sadly not surprising the state's efforts are devoted to preparing a baseless lawsuit instead of helping the many vulnerable students harmed by the Office of Higher Education forcing the precipitous closure of Stone Academy." Now, earlier today, Tong called this claim that OHE shut down Stone Academy, quote, utter nonsense. Sarah, Ben.
We'll see how it shakes out, Emma. Thank you. More than 83,000 children in Connecticut are food insecure, which is why nonprofits are working very hard to make free summer meals available to all kids this summer season. Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysiewicz spent some time with Food Share and End Hunger Connecticut, who are both getting meals to sites and vans across the state for any child under 18 through August. Depending on where you live, there are different times, locations, and food options.
This is the time when families are struggling with inflation and rising food costs. Families know that their children can have healthy meals.
To find meals in your community, you can go to the Food Share link on fox61.com.
Governor Lamont is meeting with other governors across the country today, and one of their main discussions, flooding. The annual National Governors Association meeting is happening in Atlantic City, and Governor Lamont is leading a session for the Public Health and Disaster Response Task Force, which he co-chairs with the governor of Vermont. Both states, as we've been seeing all week, are dealing with major flooding issues right now. The hope is to walk away from this conference with some new ideas about infrastructure and flood prevention.
Still to come.